Welcome to the micro training video on the network integration between FileCloud and an organization's S3 workbench. In this training, we will discuss the FileCloud network connection to a workbench. We will talk about how to upload and download files to and from a workbench using FileCloud network integration. And finally, we will see how to upload compressed files to a workbench using FileCloud and the process of unzipping the compressed files within SAS Studio using an available AutoExec macro. Within FileCloud, there is a network shares option that allows a direct connection to each of the available S3 workbenches a user profile has access to. By clicking on the network shares option, you can see I have two different workbenches that my user profile has access to, each of these being their own S3 bucket, and they are a direct connection to the workbenches that you can see in the Explorer bar within SAS Studio. Going into the data mod, you can see the folder structure and layout mapping very similar exactly to what you're seeing here within the data mod folder on the Explorer bar. And this provides the same ability as SAS Studio does with the file system actions in order to create new folders or to move or copy files and folders, as well as to import and download files. For example, if I go into my user folder, I have the ability to simply add a new folder here, calling it test, and this will translate back to the S3 storage on the workbench. Seeing the test folder right here. This also gives us the ability to upload much larger file sizes than the SAS Studio user interface allows. The SAS Studio user interface has a maximum limit of around 100 megabytes per file. The FileCloud network connection allows for up to around 2 gigabytes for a file to be uploaded. It does have its own limitations due to the internet browser that you use. So you will see a little bit of a difference between different internet browsers and the speed of your internet connection based on how quickly you can upload a file. It also could take a couple of minutes up to around 20 minutes for the S3 workbench within SAS Studio to sync up with the FileCloud network integration. Again, that's going to depend on the size of the file that's being uploaded, as well as your internet network connectivity. As you can see here in the test folder that I just created, it's an easy way to upload files is to simply select the add files or folders and click on the upload file button. This will allow for the ability to upload a file that's located and stored on your local PC, or again, if you are connected to some sort of a network server. However, simply going to the member states Excel file allows me to open this up and load into my test folder. And again, this will sync up with the S3 workbench that you see in your Explorer bar within SAS Studio. Simple refresh of the test folder, and you can see the member states Excel file has been uploaded within the test folder. Another very useful way that you can upload a large amount of data all at one time, get around a little bit of the limitation of file size, would be to upload compressed files, whether those are gzip compressed files that were created on a Unix server, or if they're simple zip files that were created, all you have to do is upload that file. Again, here I've got my member states Excel file that is in a compressed zip folder, and I am currently uploading that. And again, a simple refresh of the test folder, and it should show the zip file that is available. And you can see that the member states zip file is now available. Again, this can take a few minutes to sync up, as well as potentially up to 20 minutes or so, depending on the file size and your network connection. I'll now demonstrate how we can unzip the zip file that we just imported by simply using the unzip macro call that is available within our auto exec macros for all users to utilize on the platform. There is a separate training that gets into more detail around the different macros that are available for users to use. However, this video we will touch only on the unzip in order to show how we can unzip the transferred file to a different folder within our S3 bucket, as well as how we can utilize that same macro to unzip the transferred zip file within the same folder. So the first demonstration, you can see I've called the file path and the name of the zip folder to simply unzip to a new folder within the same location. And by refreshing our S3 workbench, we now see a member states folder here with the Excel file that has been unzipped. The next one will be using that same unzip macro with a second parameter being set equal to y, where this will simply unzip the member states compressed file and keep the Excel file within the same folder that the zip file is located. By refreshing, you can now see we've got our member states Excel file that was successfully unzipped within the same folder. So we'd like to thank you for viewing this micro training video. For additional resources, you can visit the CCSQ Data and Analytics Confluence page, where there's lots of good trainings and guides on using FileCloud, as well as best practices on SAS Studio within SAS Viya.